Hi there, I'm Michelle, and welcome to This Explainer. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Today, we're going to dive into a topic that I know so many of us in our community are quietly thinking about, the real perks of maintenance-free living right here in the South Suburbs. For years, you've likely poured so much love, time, and energy into your home. But as we enter new seasons of life, the physical labor of homeownership it can start to become a bit of a burden. So let's talk about trading that unpredictable, heavy physical work for a much more predictable and, frankly, relaxing lifestyle. So let me ask you something. Does your home sometimes feel like a part-time job? I know, it's kind of a heavy question. There is a genuine, wonderful pride in homeownership in the South Suburbs, and rightly so. You've built a beautiful life here. But over time, the joy of having that big, beautiful yard can slowly morph into an exhausting, endless list of weekend chores. You might actually find yourself just managing the mowing, the shoveling, and the general upkeep, instead of actually enjoying the space you've worked so hard to create. And it's not just the physical energy we're spending, right? It's the hidden financial drain. Just to put this into perspective, in our climate, a full seasonal snow removal contract can easily run you up to $1,000. And the real kicker here, that bill comes due before a single snowflake even falls in a rough winter. The costs of staying on top of it all, they just add up so incredibly fast. Let's actually break down this financial death by 1,000 cuts. Professional snow removal alone, that's going to run about $60 to $225 every single visit. Basic lawn care, things like mowing and leaf removal, that easily costs hundreds of dollars a season. And if you decide to just do it yourself, well, the equipment, the mowers, snow blowers, trimmers, salt spreaders, the whole shebang, that quietly costs thousands. And that's not even mentioning the maintenance and the pressure storage space for gear that just sits unused in your garage for months at a time. But beyond the money, there's a real emotional cost here. Think about it. Weekend after weekend spent working on the yard is time traded away from family, grandkids, travel, hobbies, or just true restorative relaxation. It is an honest trade-off that genuinely deserves a little reflection. We often just assume that yard work is a mandatory part of homeownership, but I want you to know you are totally allowed to ask yourself if that trade-off is still working for you at this stage in your life. Which brings us to a really crucial point. Choosing maintenance-free living is not only about convenience. Sometimes it is genuinely about protecting your health. It's a proactive, incredibly positive choice for your overall well-being. The physical toll of traditional homeownership, especially during those harsh winter months we get, is something we really need to talk about openly and honestly. Let's look at why winter chores, specifically, are so demanding on the body. Cardiologists actually point out that snow shoveling creates this perfect storm of heart strain. You have this sudden physical exertion combined with cold air that physically constricts your blood vessels, and then the heavy lifting that rapidly raises your blood pressure. For adults over 45, or really anyone with high blood pressure or a sedentary lifestyle, this is an incredibly demanding and risky combination. Now, I share this next piece of information absolutely not to alarm you, but just as a caring friend offering some gentle advice before the first big storm of the season hits. According to AARP, nearly 200,000 people were treated in emergency rooms for snow shoveling-related incidents between 1990 and 2006. And every single one of the fatal cases in that data, they were cardiac-related. It's just a sobering reminder to take this physically demanding work very seriously. So what exactly is the alternative here? Let's take a look at what maintenance-free living actually means in practice. It is simply an arrangement where an association handles your lawn care, your snow removal, and the exterior upkeep. You are essentially trading unpredictable physical labor for a predictable monthly budget. I really want to encourage you to reframe the concept of downsizing here. It is absolutely not a loss of independence. Quite the opposite, really. It's a deliberate, empowering choice to gain predictability, safety, and a whole lot of free time. And here's the best part. Maintenance-free living is absolutely not a one-size-fits-all situation. It's really more of a highly customizable spectrum. Step 1 might just be a basic homeowners association that handles the lawn and the snow, while everything else about your home stays exactly the same. Step 2 could be a townhome or condo where all exterior care is completely included. And Step 3 is a 55-plus community offering full maintenance alongside organized social amenities and clubhouses. You are in complete control of how much or how little your lifestyle changes. The absolutely crucial point here is predictability. On one side of the equation, you have unpredictable, shifting seasonal contractor bills and surprise repair costs. On the other side, you have a fixed, predictable monthly HOA fee. Here in Illinois, where we already carry the highest property taxes in the country, finding places in our budget to gain financial predictability offers immense peace of mind. It's simply easier to plan around a fixed fee than a patchwork of bills that change with the weather. As we get closer to wrapping up, I'd love for you to do a gentle, low-pressure gut check with me. Ask yourself, do you dread the first snowfall instead of enjoying it? Have you paid for yard services 3 or more times recently? Would 5 extra free hours a week genuinely change your life? And finally, if a friend described your current Saturday routine back to you, would it sound like a day of relaxation or a second job? If you're sitting there saying yes to more than one of these, well, it might just be time to start exploring your options. I absolutely love this quote. The goal is to make sure the choice is actually a choice, rather than a habit nobody has stopped to question in years. That hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? I want to reassure you that staying in your current home is a perfectly valid, wonderful outcome if that's what brings you joy. The goal here isn't to talk anyone out of a lifestyle they love. Simply exploring your options and understanding what is available in the South Suburbs is a huge success in itself. If you're at all curious about what your next chapter could look like, without the shovel and the mower weighing you down, I'm here to help. You can access practical guides on downsizing, senior living options, and visit my Homeowners 50 Plus page right in our free resource library. Exploring these resources doesn't commit you to a single thing. It just gives you the clarity to make confident decisions for your future. Thank you so much for joining me today for this explainer. I'm going to leave you with this one thought to chew on. What could your life look like, and what could you achieve if you finally traded your maintenance to-do list for genuine peace of mind?